Hello, everyone, and welcome to SmashBoxxTV podcast 588.
588?
I don't know. Yeah. Are you disagreeing with me? What do you think it is? You probably think it's 587 last week.
Oh, you're right. I did put 587. Let me.
Because you're not smart.
No, because I wasn't on last week, and I just incremented it by one, Terry.
Dumb.
So hopefully, I just updated it now. We'll see if it takes.
How do we
YouTube.
ring in a new year when you don't even know what time or day it is?
Well, I spent a few New Years like that, Terry.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that sounds about right. And I was just updating the thumbnail, which I'll adjust a little bit later. But as of this moment, I think it's showing the fire horse, Chinese. The year of the horse is what it's going to be.
Wait a minute. What the hell are you doing here? You were fired.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it.
We're going to have Steve Dodge on later.
I saw it everywhere, Terry. It was all over the internets. You were fired. I can't believe you think you're just going to show up and get paid.
No, I think that's the problem.
I saw disc golf is dying. I saw the DGN is on its last leg. I saw you were fired. I've seen it all, Terry.
Right.
Why,
the end is near.
Why are you
tomorrow?
Basically the DGN is just months away from collapsing. Is what I.
It won't be my fault. No. So just to immediately get out there. As much as I know sensational headlines and clickbaits are fun, they're often wrong.
No.
Or misleading at best.
Are you telling me that A, maybe somebody put some clickbait out there, or B, somebody has a listening comprehension issue in the disc golf community that maybe didn't fully listen or care to listen to what your actual message was last week?
I don't know. And let me be very clear. I was in the message that I shared last week. It was simply to let people know. I was not making any large proclamations or declaring anything. I was simply sharing what appears to be my schedule for the 2026 season. I don't feel like I shared any, confidential information that is of any other, pulling back any secrets or pulling back the curtain and revealing any secrets to anyone by simply sharing what my personal role was looking like. I can't speak to everyone else's roles directly, but that was my personal role. And there seemed to be a little issue with not hearing the next sentence after I more or less said, hey, I won't be in the booth as often or at all. However, I will be on course. I will be on course for a number of events. That's somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 7-ish events. Most of them being regional to me, being Minnesota's Preserve, being Ledgestone, being Des Moines Challenge, World Championships over in in Detroit.
So you're not fired?
Not that I know of. Now, tomorrow's a new day.
I'm canceling my DGN subscription because I went to premium thinking I was going to get the Terry Miller free version.
Yep.
Now I have to cancel my DGN subscription because you aren't fired.
I know.
I just don't know what to do, Terry.
You should act hastily and quickly and hastily.
Right away?
If you ask hastily, is that assumed to be also quick? Quick and without thought, maybe? Anyway.
Something like that.
Point is, I am not fired. To the chagrin of a few, I will be back. I do have roles. I do have functions. I am simply not in the booth. I don't know if I expressed it last week or not. I don't love that I'm not in the booth. I will share that. I enjoy being in the booth. I enjoy being in the booth as much as I enjoy being on the course, and I love a mixture of those roles. But if where I'm needed is on the course, then that's where I'll be.
And
so I'm not fired. Can I say it again? I have not been fired. I've not been let go. Technically, I don't even know if you get fired if you're I guess I'm a contractor, so a contractor could get fired or not renewed would maybe be another way to look at it. I think if not contracted, is that the same?
If you're
in
the middle of your contract, then you're fired. If it's between contracts, I believe you're just like
we basically have I have personally an annual contract that happens every year with the Disc Golf Network.
I mean, say for instance,
which we have not signed.
You were in the booth and you were on the course, and maybe you made an inappropriate comment about a tree. That could get you fired.
That's inappropriate?
Well,
I'm just spitting facts, bro.
Spitting facts, bro. Now, a little behind the scenes. DGN has been looking to reduce costs. I mean, it makes sense. They're a business. Every business is looking to make sure to keep their costs in check. Part of those costs are travel costs. Traveling you out to Bend costs money. And I don't know how much about this you talked about last week. I mean, probably a little bit. I didn't listen because I don't care. And DGN reached out to us about having a Midwest booth. And specifically, I know they talked to you, they talked to me about hosting it here. I broached it with my wife, and I don't know if is there a divorce look when I brought it up with my wife? Because she had a certain look. And it didn't say, sure, let's bring people into the house and do this. It was more of a, if you do this, maybe I won't be here. No, but she was not all about it, and for whatever reason. So the booth wasn't happening here. And I know there were some other things that was being discussed. So the future could be a Midwest booth somewhere. And you could be in the booth again. It might not even be a Midwest booth. Maybe you go to Charlotte next year or in a booth, or 2027 are in a booth. So we don't know what the future is going to hold.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know that what was presented to me in terms of potential work for next year was that it's looking like I will be on course at a number of events. And I'll say it again. I think there's also a certain amount of fluidness to the whole thing. You're talking about manipulating schedules for dozens of people upwards of a year out in advance. And so could something happen where something gets changed up and somebody actually can't do something, or this, whatever? Of course, I think things like that could happen. Even when ultimately the schedule is set in stone, we all know sometimes a few things can change. Yeah. Unforeseen things come up, family emergencies come up, things of all different types can come up. Or maybe you completely forgot your niece is getting married on a particular weekend or whatever. I'm just making stuff up at that point. But point is, as of right now, that's what it looks like. I cannot say this enough. I appreciate the I don't know if there were hundreds. There were more than dozens.
We were sitting together last night at the bar, and you got texts. Hey, man.
I appreciate it. Some long-lost friends, some people I hear from not too often, some people I hear from all the time, and everywhere in between. Yeah. I genuinely appreciate it. If you reached out in any capacity, and whether you thought I was fired entirely, or if you just recognized that I had a reduced role and wanted to send a message of encouragement, I do sincerely appreciate it, even if I didn't reply to all of them yet. I do appreciate everyone that sent me any kind of nice gesture. Yeah. And if you didn't and you rejoice that I have a reduced role, then good for you as well. That's absolutely fine. There's never going to be one beloved, I was going to say personality or media talent that's beloved by everyone, and I don't mind that. I'm not your cup of tea. Your jug of tea.
I'd say I've known you for 30 plus years. You're still not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I know.
I'm okay.
Yet I'm still here. You can't find better.
You're not wrong.
What's that say about your choices in life? So that's where it is. We also saw since last week, or since I said what I said, we also saw, though, what came to light, which is something I knew and was not going to share, was that Ian Anderson had chimed in on Reddit and said that he is not having any roles with the Disc Golf Pro Tour in the 2026 season. That's something he called me, and we spoke about a few days earlier. Obviously, I, even with knowing that information, wasn't about to share it with anyone, and that's how and when he decided to share it himself. And similarly, just like with literally any media personality we have anywhere in the lineup, some people are going to like that, and some people are going to be devastated and heartbroken by it. We all know that Ian has a long-standing spot in all of disc golf media and has been doing tremendous things for more than a decade, and has brought joy and entertainment to literally hundreds of thousands of people throughout this last decade. And I wish whatever projects he's in on, which could be a lot of different things, I wish whatever they are, they're fun and exciting, and he enjoys them as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think on his Reddit post, he said he was also a victim of the travel costs because there was already an East Coast booth, and if you already have, I think Nate Perkins out there or and Doss and whomever, that's going to be the primary crew probably out there is what we've heard.
Yeah, it will be,
and there's going to be some mixing up of
to all of the teams and all of the events that hasn't been shared with me, nor is it probably 100% set in stone. I think you're going to see a release maybe in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping that they have it all finalized because, of course, I'm going to be traveling, and when I get back, I know I'm going to be jumping right into the Pro Tour scene whenever I'm scheduled. And so I know they're trying to get all of that stuff locked in. So that's where it's at. Again, thank you to everyone that There was some people that were, I think, more upset about it than me, and I appreciate it as well. A lot of people, it's so humbling to know that so many people have my back out there, and some people said, hey, I want to buy some discs, I want to do other things to support you. Let me just put it out there now. Of course, supporting us, even if Johnny gets some, supporting us via Patreon on SmashBoxx is always great. We appreciate that. And then I'll say the same of my YouTube channel of On the Disc Golf Guy. I've got a Patreon. I think there's a Buy Me a Coffee link. There's a few of those opportunities, and then just buying your boxes and bags, and then picking up discs whenever I have them for sale. Like those are all just like our players. Those are all great ways that you could show support if you feel so inclined to do so. And if you want my Zelle and you want to just send me money, I could oblige, but I don't expect anyone to do that. So. Thank you, and looking forward to 2026, whenever that gets me started. I don't think my first assignment right now is until Champions Cup. So
I mean, they start you out in a major because you're a major talent.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to make you feel better. You were crying in my shoulder yesterday. It's just like boo-hooing. It was embarrassing.
Right.
We were in public.
Yeah. I was just like, the Pro Tour.
No, I think our putting performances yesterday were what was pathetic.
It was only my last round that I was embarrassed about.
I was embarrassed about basically two.
That's how it goes.
Ones.
So
yeah, we do have some disc golf news. You're talking about 2026. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer. Today is New Year's Eve. If you're listening to this in an audio version, you're probably listening to it on New Year's Eve. So, happy New Year's Eve. But there were some talks about some smaller names. I would say nothing major right now moving around. I don't think we're going to see some of that until the first week of January. Just to go through some of them today, I believe it was announced that Robbie C., who is a YouTuber, primarily, he does YouTube content with Foundation, is parting ways with Foundation on good notes, as everybody says. But he's going from a full-time disc golf creator to a part-time disc golf content creator. Primarily, I watched most of the video. I did it while I was at work, to be fair, so I didn't catch it all. But he just said that family, he's got a kid now, and like YouTube isn't necessarily paying all the bills. It's hard. You really have to hit that grind if you want to be an influencer like he certainly is in the disc golf community. You have to keep that up, and it's harder and harder with the way YouTube is really altering and changing some things right now. They shift their algorithms and analytics all the time. So yeah, YouTuber Robbie C. is parting ways with Foundation. We saw Matt Schlabach mention he is no longer going to be sponsored by Discmania.
Let me chime in on that quickly. I saw that pop up today, although it's busy getting a ton of boxes picked up from the manufacturer.
Your disc in a box?
My disc in a box. In case you need some on sale. No. First of all, that it feels shocking, but in another way it doesn't. But I'm looking for your gut reaction. How do you feel about that? And are you surprised with knowing Gannon's one of his good friends? Obviously, Matt plays his own tournaments, but what's your initial take on that before I chime in?
I wasn't very surprised. Only because I think, much like Robbie C, Schlebach is an influencer. Period. Like he plays MA40. I think he may play MP40 now, but we know he's not on the tour. He is a guy who is doing, videos. He has a shop. He does the steak videos. He's an influencer primarily. Let's be honest. That's his main gig. Maybe not his main gig. That's probably a secondary gig with his shop, Titan Disc Golf. So the fact that he's being him and I want to be clear about this. Nowhere does it say he was dropped from Discmania. He said him and Discmania are parting ways. He's not going to be sponsored. That could be either side saying, I'm cool, bro. It doesn't necessarily. I see so many people jump to the conclusion like, oh, Discmania, they're dropping Schlebach or something. It's like, you don't know that. No details were released.
Unless you hear I was fired?
I did hear that.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll get more on that later, Terry. No, we already gotten that. So, for all we know, Schlebach has a different deal going on. It wouldn't shock me if he were picked up by another team. That's why, to me, I felt like, I did see somebody in one of the Reddit threads say he's going to be with Discraft, which literally one person, it could be completely fake. I would not put it past them because here's what I've learned this past year. Being an influencer and having a big social media presence seems to be a bigger deal than being a good player. Like if you look at the survey that was taken, and I do have some info on this on our survey stuff that was sent to us specifically about like our listeners, the Smashbox listeners. It's kind of cool. But if Simon Lizotte, great player, maybe top 10 right now. I don't know. It's hard to say with the way Simon can be number 1 in the world one week and number 57 the next week. He's not consistent. We all know that. It all depends how he's feeling.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Love you, Simon. Jeremy Colling ranked one of the top people are a fan of. Why? Not because he's crushing it on the tour. It's because he's doing the Jomez stuff and he does a lot of social media and he makes a lot of posts. And now he's moved to MVP. MVP has 3 of the 4 top players in our sport as far as the fandom survey go, I believe. So would it shock me if Discraft looked at Schlebach and was like, that dude's like kind of an influencer. He does all these cool videos and this and that, and he's always with Gannon, and we'll pick him up. That wouldn't shock me if he went to Discraft or another team. Or maybe he just doesn't want honestly doesn't want anything to do with Discmania, because that sounds poor. But maybe he wants to separate for other reasons. He's got other things in the fire. He's got other opportunities, maybe that are outside of disc golf. He's selling steak seasoning now. I mean, there are other reasons why that could be. So did it shock me? No. I sat there and thought, okay, cool. Hopefully he's got something else cool brewing.
I don't just agree with most, or I don't think any necessarily what you just said. I think your very last point, though, is maybe, or your second to last point, was maybe closest, which is when you're a shop owner, I can understand that you have some tie to a given manufacturer, but I think that it also can potentially rub others wrong if they feel like there's a bias. And I am not claiming that is the case with Schlebach. Of course, I'm not claiming that. I'm just saying if I own a shop and I sell 40 different brands, let's say there's now 40 brands, even if it's 20. Let's say I'm selling 20 different brands and I own a disc golf retail shop or multiple disc golf retail shops, but you are consistently wearing and sponsored by one brand, you could understand how some of the other brands might not be as excited about that. I am not claiming that's to be the case, but I could understand how he wants to be a little more agnostic possibly to the other brands, to not appear as if he's giving favoritism. And I've seen him on some of his check-ins where he's announcing, oh, this, some Discraft such and such just showed up, or some MVP this and that just showed up to the shop. Of course he does a great job of those because he's a shop owner. I can also understand, though, whether it was his input or input from any of the other manufacturers, to say, we don't necessarily love that you're sponsored by that brand, and maybe that had nothing to do with it. I am doing nothing more than speculating at that point. I'll go out on a limb and say that that had something to do with it. But that's where I'm coming from. I know if I were running a successful disc golf shop right now, I would have a hard time trying to align or wanting to be aligned with one, because it feels weird.
Yeah.
Again, to call up Discraft and be like, as you're wearing your Discmania shirt, calling them up and saying, "Hey, I'd like to do a special limited run of never done before discs exclusively for my shop." And Discraft might still do it. Don't get me wrong. I don't feel like these manufacturers are petty, but they might be a little less inclined to want to do it.
If he's looking, we'll just play pretend, if he was looking for 40 of the new Luna Battle packs, he might just be a little lower on the list. Right. Something like
exactly.
that. And I get that. And I don't know. He might be brand agnostic next year. That's fine. My guess.
I think that would be, I don't want to say that would be the smartest choice because I don't know his business.
Yeah.
But if he did that, it would, and it's no different than, sorry to cut you off, but it's no different than how I feel when it comes to disc golf coverage. I love all of the support that I've gotten from a number of our manufacturers. However, it would be very difficult to exclusively align myself with one brand and not have other brands sometimes feel awkward about that.
Oh, for the right price, though, you would.
I'm not saying I'm not a sellout or a whore. I'm saying you got to pay me. Paid the man his money. I do just think, though, and again, I'll make up an example. Discraft says, "Hey, you know what, Terry? We want to be involved with every single video you put out next year on the Disc Golf Guy channel because there are going to be a ton of them because you're fired from the Pro Tour." So,
and
but we want to be
grand.
involved, and they want to throw a number at me. It will be awkward if I then am negotiating with some tournament that MVP is putting on. And is the title sponsor of that specific tournament, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you have to have Discraft." So there's just some of those things to navigate through, which is easiest. And to be honest, I like to work with all the manufacturers. They all are incredible and supportive, or most of them have been incredible and supportive. So maybe just as a successful shop owner, that's part of his reasoning or logic. That's all.
Yeah.
No, that's what I would say to that.
I agree. And so
I think it would be a little different, slightly, if Schlebach was 100% locked in as Gannon's caddy at like 99.9% events. And that's where we saw him. No, he wasn't there as much this year. And that's where we saw him as his primary role. Then I think I could understand that a little bit more. But that's not necessarily the case either right now. Those caddy roles have been diversified. All right. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Okay. We saw Corey Ellis made an announcement. He's parting ways with Discraft. This is just 2 years off of a major. He was demoted, I believe, last year to the tour team, and now he is off the team. So he'll be looking for other sponsors, I'm sure. Luke Sampson parting ways with Pro Discus. To be honest, I didn't know he was sponsored by Pro Discus. Great job, Luke Sampson. Andrew Presnell did sign a 1-year extension with Discraft, but now he has been demoted to the tour team. So it's kind of like a shift of everything. Tomas Heidenen and Discraft are parting ways. A European. I do know, and it's been no secret, that Discraft is trying to expand their European presence. It's not going to shock me if we see a couple names this year go from a Lat 64 or a Discmania over to Discraft. They hired or sponsored, I don't know what the plan is, but KJ Nybo to be the European team manager. So I'm guessing as some of these contracts expire, we may see a few more Discraft European sponsored players. And Tomas might be one of those. I'm just guessing. Sophia was promoted to the Innova champion team on a 1-year extension. Innova pretty much always has 1 year, unless you are Calvin or Evelina or Sexton. You literally have to be the top, some of their top sellers in order to get more than a 1-year contract. Jaden Rai, He was with Hooligan and Meridian, no longer. Jay Millie and Trash Panda are parting ways as well. And Anale Tugis Monaste is promoted to the champion team on Innova. I believe those are the ones that have come in the last week plus. I don't know if you mentioned.
Yeah, a couple of those have been.
Okay.
You know, the Anale has been out for a few weeks now.
Okay, maybe I missed that.
Sophia's in the last 2 weeks ish or so.
That's what we have so far.
Backing up just a little bit,
back it up.
The conversation that we had with Corey Ellis on our show here just a few weeks ago.
Yeah. We didn't give him like a bump, did we? Is there some sort of...
Well, I just wonder if there was any foreshadowing in the sense that
he knew.
In talking to him, and I don't know where he was at that exact time, negotiations either could have been going tough or not seeing eye to eye, or maybe in their own minds it was actually already kind of officially decided. Whatever the case might be, I totally respect the way he answered us, but the body English...
Yeah, the mood,
the nonverbals kind of led you,
that things were close, if not already decided. That it was
potentially.
Yeah, that's how I felt, even talking to him. That maybe, as you say, anything can happen last minute, but at that point, it did really feel like it was kind of the wheels were in motion.
Something that's not my business that I do wonder is, was there the opportunity for him to remain on the team, but at a demoted level, and he wasn't interested in that, or was that not even offered? That's, I guess, one of the, I don't want to call it a burning question, because again, it's none of my business, but I do wonder those things. And I guess I wonder about that for a number of players, because when you go from someone on his level to then not sponsored at all, you have to, wonder, was that olive branch offered? Did they say, hey, we'd like to keep you sponsored, however, we need to demote you and give you only this instead of what you were getting? Sure. And if at that point the player says, I'm not interested in that level, I'm going to move on. I don't know any of those details in that relationship specifically, but that's one that comes to mind. Anytime you see I
would guess that most of these manufacturers at least put that as an offer. If you're on their top team, clearly moving down is a significant bump down for most of these people, because then you usually don't get your Tour Series disc. That's a lot of times the big perk that you sell, and you'll make, I'm sure anywhere from 10 to 30 or 50 or more grand, depending on how well you sell. But going down to that second tier team is probably just a little bit of travel stipend. Maybe if you're lucky, your tournament's paid. If you're lucky, those are. And I would guess that a lot of these manufacturers, if they're going to move you or ask you to leave and you're still on good terms, you haven't done anything really dumb, that they would offer that.
Yeah, it's that's a good question. When I see a core member, whatever, kind of your baseline members, either move on or not renew, you think, well, they're certainly not at that level, and therefore just moving on isn't maybe as shocking. But when you have somebody that was at one point such a high level, I wonder how that does unfold. All right.
There is rumors, and these are just rumors, nothing's been announced, that Kevin Jones and Innova are going to be parting ways. That's the big, not big, but because Kevin Jones hasn't really been too much of a name on tour the last year or two, but there's been quite a little bit of rumbling, and usually those rumbles turn into something real, that him and Innova are parting ways at the end of the season. So, I don't know. Julia Fours made an announcement as well that she was offered a Discraft, I believe probably on the, is it their tour team? Is that the second team for Discraft? I'm sorry, I don't remember. I know they have an underground, and I know they've got their tour series, but I don't know what their
tour and elite teams.
They've got their elite team, so the tour one. But Julia Fours more or less made a post saying, "Hey, Discraft came to me. I'm going to go a different way. I'm very excited to announce what's going to happen." So that was a post that came out today as well, and it says here.
Did you take notes? What are you doing?
No, there's a post that just dropped a little bit ago. Ida Emily Ness on Instagram announced that she's leaving Innova.
I'd out of here.
I'd out of here. I just see my way to the door.
Yeah.
And that could be anything. That could be if usually someone like her, if she's going to be touring more, that could be her going to Discraft. That could be her going to Lat. That could be her going to Pro Discus. I don't know. Or MVP. You know, I'm not going to be surprised. Here's what I'll say. Do you think we're going to see a change in one of the top 10 players?
I guess I'd have to look up who are our top 10 these days.
I mean, we'll say, yeah, one of the biggest, well, I'd say one of our biggest names. Like, do you think we're going to see a change in that? Or are we going to see a bunch of these, I would say, 10 through 30 rated players be kind of shuffled around?
Well, I guess the question is, when you look at, I mean, just looking down the list as to who we know, I'm using just PDGA.
Can you sort by rating again?
They
did.
Sure.
They took that away a while ago, and now it's back. All right, cool. Well, thank you. Whoever on the PDGA did that, thank you, because I remember trying to do it a couple months ago, and you couldn't do that.
Weird. All right, Gannon Burr. I mean, he's in a multi-year contract, right?
Yeah.
Heimberg is.
Yep. Another
Wysocki.
year for Heimberg, I think. Yep,
Wysocki did a 3-year deal last year when he got onto Discraft.
I believe so.
Robinson is
not going anywhere.
Right. Isaac, the flavor Isaac, that is. Macbeth.
Not going anywhere.
I think he's locked into something or other.
A couple of years.
Antela.
He's got one more year, I believe, on his contract.
Kyle Klein.
I don't know about Kyle. I don't.
Did Kyle sign a 1 or a 2-year deal last year? I feel like
maybe it was a 2-year,
or maybe he's in the midst.
I don't think he's going anywhere personally.
Yeah, I don't know. Anthony Barella.
Nope, he's locked into Discraft. I guarantee
Ezra
you.
Robinson.
Nope, he's in Discraft because he's the Peach Pirate. So I don't think he's going anywhere.
Laurie Lettinen.
Laurie Lettinen would be the one that I could see moving.
Okay, him and Maury Villman.
I mean, I don't know what Maury's contract is. I think Laurie Lettinen is open right now, like at the end of this year. So that's another name that it wouldn't shock me to see him go to Innovar Discraft or another big team. People are saying, a lot of people have been saying Chris Dickerson maybe, but Dickerson made a post a couple weeks ago about his doubles events that he wants.
Doubles?
The Dickerson doubles, because he and he had thanked, at the time, he was thanking Discraft for being a sponsor for the 2026 season. So to me, that immediately kind of leads to probably staying with Discraft at least another year. Now, that could change. He could leave, and Discraft could still sponsor the Dickerson doubles, but I don't think Dickerson is going anywhere.
And just leave that alliteration right there out on the table and make him change it?
Yeah.
Discraft's Dickerson's doubles by Discraft? Discraft's Dickerson's doubles?
I like Discraft's Dickerson doubles. A little difficult to say, but we can do it. Yeah, I don't think personally
There's some
Dickerson's
D's
going
on
anywhere.
it? Wait, I think that one's used.
Yeah.
Double D's?
That's a place in Emporia.
Dynamic Disc.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially if you've been there. So, okay. I mean, there's your top 12 or so people.
Yeah, I don't think any of those are changing. Which, if none of those change, would you say this is a slow off season?
It does feel slower than usual.
Okay.
And last year we had people like Wysocki being one of the biggest conversation pieces when you're talking about usually, the number 1, number 2, number 3.
Last year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
Yeah,
or 5
exactly.
years ago. Or 7 years ago.
Rick has been, when Rick's in that conversation.
Rick's always in that conversation, damn it.
Yes. Sullivan Tipton, Eagle McMahon, Cole Radalin, Danielle Davidson.
Daniel Davidson,
Evan
I heard,
Smith,
is another name that
Aaron
is,
Gossage.
Gossage might be the biggest name, honestly, that's changing. So, but we knew that a couple weeks ago.
So, yeah, it does feel slow overall, a little calmer, we'll say, this year. And I think you're going to see a number of players continue to fall off. Touring's getting more difficult. Sponsorship money is becoming tighter and drying up slightly for some players in some situations. None of that's a secret. And touring around, not making a whole lot of money, is expensive and becoming probably less appealing to some than others. So I can certainly understand it. All right.
Doc Zen asks, maybe this is why the DGPT is shaking up their commentary team just to get some more talk going. I don't think that's it.
That'd be a reach to say. I think that would be a reach to say, hey, let's shake something up so we can get more conversation going about our commentary teams.
Yeah, that's.
I do think it's a lot of logistics. You also saw that they're hiring or attempting to hire for a number of other positions.
4 or 5 different positions.
And I think I talked about it a little bit last week. Tour Life, not the podcast, but maybe the podcast too, isn't for everybody. I don't know. I wasn't even trying to say that. I wasn't even lightly trying to throw a jab
Shots
there.
fired on you, Lee.
Yeah, not really.
I know.
But anyway, but seriously, Tour Life and or whether you're playing it, promoting it, filming it, setting up and taking down courses, all of that encompasses Tour Life truly isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
And if it is, for a lot of people, it's not long term. They're like, hey, being out on tour has been awesome. I love it. But 2, 3, 4 years into it, it's a pretty I was going to say grading grind, but it's just a grind.
It is.
It grates on people.
It is. Yeah. And
it's not great.
I don't think that's what the DGPT is necessarily doing. Sorry,
Yeah.
Doc. But I will say, and I haven't heard it anywhere else, and I'm not going to give too many details.
Uh-oh.
I've heard that the DGPT is working on a very big
Quiet.
outside sponsor.
Quiet.
That's all I can say. But pretty cool. That's what I heard. I mean, I was thinking this. Outside sponsors in general. Is there an outside sponsor that would be universally loved?
No. Like,
we'll say,
unfortunately, no.
We'll say like 95%. Like, is there a company that would come in and like most people, like not like 50-50, like, oh, I don't like this. Or, I
play
like
this game. Name a company, and I'll play devil's advocate because I could probably find something fair or not to then, somebody could come at you at an angle. I was going to start with like a
Planned Parenthood. Oh no. Yeah.
No, I was going to start with like either as a company, an REI, or basically any company. We'll say like a Patagonia, an LL Bean. Okay, somebody said that stuff's too expensive. Oh, that it carries an either uppity and or rich person's vibe that doesn't resonate well with disc golfers. Yeah, but it's outdoors. Yeah, but it's too expensive. All right, next one.
Tim on the board says Ben and Jerry's. I would say no, they're
too political.
Too political. 100%.
Somebody would say they're too political.
Yeah,
I don't like their political leanings. I wish they just make ice cream and shut up. Like somebody would say that.
Definitely.
Whether you agree or disagree with their actual ice cream,
and this is
you would say that. They're out of Vermont. For some reason, I hate people in Vermont. Like,
I mean, that's
where Bernie Sanders is. I mean,
that type of discussion to me is like your 1%, or those are.
Oh, now we're talking about 1%.
The 1%ers. Those are the kook balls to me. Like, those are the crazy people. I ignore them. I'm talking, when you have a legitimate, like the sports betting that we put in there, NXT.
Yeah, NXT bets.
NXT, like, I can understand how that's controversial. Some people, gambling is bad, this and that. That is one of those, like, I see that argument. I was trying to think of this, if there's a company that just
I'm telling you, I think I could.
A 98 or a 99%er that everyone would just be like, cool. Like, I think Barbasol is pretty close. Nobody seems to have an issue with Barbasol.
I would guess somewhere, maybe, something to do with probably how they can something, or aerosols or something. Maybe there's an argument there if you got into the nitty gritty.
Maybe, but again, you're probably talking the 1 to 2% people.
You could probably say, well, Barbasol largely makes products that are for men, and yes, 93% of our player base are men, so it seems like a good fit, but you could say the representation isn't great there because we're not somehow being more inclusive of women. Yeah. That would, you're right. I do like Barbasol. A lot of people would say, oh, well, I just grow a beard. That's not practical to me, blah, 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 blah. Like I don't use that.
Yeah, any large company, people are going to argue that they don't like big corporations. 100%. I get that.
That's another one.
But in general, I think there's a few, but I believe there are a lot that are divisive.
Yeah, some are more than others, but
Yeah.
there's still not going to be a company that will universally, just like you can't find a media talent that's absolutely universally loved. You just simply can't. And even it feels sometimes like even a 95% like lovable likability rating still somehow doesn't feel like enough these days. It's a very sad world we live in.
It's funny because I think that's is it DJ Vorak on our board? Vorak. He says DGN or DGPT brought to you by BetterHelp. If you do a little deep dive into BetterHelp, there is a big segment of people who are very much against BetterHelp. I mean, they're a very big sponsor of a lot of different YouTube videos. You see,
and I'm funny, I don't even know what they are.
Yeah, you will see a lot of YouTube videos that these guys stop like, it's basically virtual
therapists and counseling.
And stuff,
okay.
Yeah. And so there's
got to be a scam in there somewhere.
Well, there's just a very large group of people that are like, no, these guys are not good. They're not good people. Things like that. So So if you dig just below the surface of BetterHelp, there are people who do not like them. I have not gone down that rabbit hole particularly, but I have seen some comments in YouTube videos about that. And again, it's one of those things I'm just like, I'm not going to get into it because I'm not probably going to use the service. So I'm not interested in getting.
I don't have any mental problems. Oh, look at me.
I didn't say that. I'm just going to deal with it.
I'm in full denial of my mental problems. Look at me.
Hey, look, I'm a Gen Xer. I think I just can solve everything on my own. You know, that's me, Terry. I'm just going to bottle it all up and keep it inside until it kills me. I mean, come on. You know, that's what Gen Xers do. But no, that's just not a service that I would probably use. Not that I wouldn't. I'm just not going to. So, yeah, but there are obviously for everybody. So, anyway, that's kind of the state of DGPT right now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. And somebody asked earlier and said, "What if Nike came in?" It would be their money the money and quantity of money potentially, I think, could be largely welcomed. But obviously, you would then get plenty of kickback. Pardon the pun. Regarding ethical, business practices and standards, and whether or not you love or hate the brand for all those reasons. Some I may or may not agree with, but you, of course, as with any major corporation or company, like Johnny was just saying, you have a company like that comes in, and you're definitely not going to get a unanimous or support or even probably consensus whatsoever on it.
Yeah, all the same arguments of House of Disc would probably come back for Nike. Just corporations, big giant people trying to buy our, influence, things like that. I think you would see some of that. There's a lot of shoe companies, Solomon. We did have halal guys for a while, right? And,
out of New York.
No one seemed to have an issue with them for the most part, but
somebody somewhere probably did. But they clearly were not feeling. I'm going to assume they felt like they weren't getting whatever return on investment they were looking for. They must not feel like that was met. I mean, and therefore we haven't seen them.
If they're just out of New York, then we're our tour.
Well, they are. No. I apologize. I went and visited them when I was in New York City.
Okay.
They do have locations all across the U.S., but it's not like a Culver's or a Subway where there's like hundreds upon hundreds of them or thousands of them. So. It's Spotted Cow. Yeah, problem with Spotted Cow, as much as everybody in Wisconsin loves them, A, it's alcohol, and B, Spotted Cow doesn't sell outside of Wisconsin. You can't buy it anywhere else. That's why you see people buying it and then bringing it on planes. I was at the liquor department, grocery store, whatever, a few weeks ago, and a gentleman had a massive cart filled with Spotted Cow. I think it was the equivalent of like 24 12-packs, something like that. It was a lot. It was a ton of them because I had to sit and watch a lot of them get scanned. And he's like, yeah, we got a wedding in Texas. I'm in charge of bringing these down. And he was going to drive them down there.
Bless him.
Yeah, there's... It's not available everywhere, although it seems to be universally loved by the people that do drink it. So I guess there's your trade-off.
not a beer drinker, so it's
Wow. Well, then in that case,
it's never been. I don't care if like someone like that were to sponsor. It doesn't bother me. Just because I don't use the product, I don't care. Somebody's going to use that product.
Somebody's saying as many players that seem to work in tech support, some kind of tech support company. That would be cool. I feel obviously all of us are using some technologies in some ways. The question is how applicable is it? And I've said this for years, and I say this more so about my local tournaments than I do just on the national scene. Disc golf, unfortunately, I feel like is still looking for donators more than we're looking for true sponsorship. And now that's not to say that what we're giving back in terms of exposure isn't worth something, because it certainly is. Clearly, DGN has a huge outreach, whether it's through the DGN platform or through the YouTube channel. There's clearly exposure that's out there. However, when Rocket Mortgage, who came along a few years ago, when they came along, I can't imagine a ton of people like, oh, by the way, I was thinking about buying a new house. I'm going to use Rocket Mortgage. I can't imagine that's what happened. And maybe that wasn't Rocket Mortgage's MO in being a sponsor. But that's where I say sometimes we need donators as much or more than we even need sponsors. Another good example, if you're supporting my coverage of the Phoenix Ladies Open, expect 2,000 to 5,000 views. You're not going to get 100,000 views. And at that point, I'm taking that as you just simply wanting to support women's disc golf and or my channel. I'm considering that, yes, I'll call you a sponsor. That's what you're doing. But in essence, you're really a donator, because you're probably not getting back some absurd amount of views in return. And I never want to try and oversell anyone on that. I would hate for somebody to think, well, I'm going to put $500 towards his coverage and buy, a commercial this weekend, and I'm going to make that $500 back. You're not, when it's going into the Phoenix Ladies Open coverage. And that's not ripping on the women or the event. It's just simply not going to get as many views due to the nature of the event. And as long as you're understanding, then I want you on board as a sponsor. But I feel like too many people are sold on the concept of, hey, I'm going to throw some, I'm going to sponsor this and I'm going to make all my money back. That's not necessarily going to be true. So anyway, keep that in mind.
All right. I think we've hammered that into the ground. That's good. I was trying to think of a way to...
You're trying to formulate a thought?
Well, that too. But trying to formulate a good thought. That's the hardest, that's the hardest part.
We're on episode 588. I'm still waiting.
Hey, listen, I'm almost there. I've had one or two good thoughts here. Remember January 1st, the official rules of disc golf go into effect for 2026. So if you've got an event coming up after the first of the year, then make sure you're up to date on all your rules and all the new member benefits that we talked about a week or so ago. So
I'll add on to that. And this is very, very specific for a few of the listeners that may or may not be watching live tonight. I understand, but I will quickly say, and this is because, I'm mentioning it now because I also think there's going to be a little bit of, there might be some legs to this later. I am hosting tomorrow on New Year's Eve what I'm calling a Luna Battle Pack challenge. Luna Battle Pack Battle, if you want to call it that. And I said we're playing best shot solo doubles, which means some would probably refer to this as playing California in some way. It's kind of got a slight twist to it. Everyone that signs up that plays, you will randomly grab whatever Luna Battle Pack that you want. I'm going to have a huge wall or stack of them. You grab one of the unopened battle packs. You rip it open with excitement and joy. You don't get the golden ticket. We know that. But you'll rip it open, and then you'll have your two Lunas. Once everyone's got their packs open and we're all ready to go, we're going to start playing on this 9-hole course, this super short 9-hole course that I helped orchestrate and fundraise and install along with a few others about 20 years ago. And you're going to be able to throw both shots from the tee with both of these Lunas. And then you'll be able to take your best shot of those two throws and then continue to play best shot from there on out using exclusively those two Lunas. So call it player 2, call it solo best shot doubles, call it whatever you want. I don't know if maybe there's a term for this. Was there a term for this? Yeah, it's not. I mean, in Wisconsin, when we said someone's playing Cali or playing California, that meant you got to choose one extra shot per hole. Whether it was a drive, an approach, a putt, whatever, you always got to choose one extra shot. That was only once, though. Here, I'm letting you, on every single lie, you're welcome to throw your best shot from there, whether that's one or two shots. But you're welcome to throw. Is there any? Yeah, so 2 off the tee pad. If you happen to shank them both, and then you need to throw 2 more from the next spot, you get 2 more from there. If you're
probably just call it best shot singles.
Yeah, okay. So that, I mean, I called it solo best shot, so pretty much same thing.
I like mine personally.
Best shot singles.
Yeah.
Single. Anyway, that's what we will be doing tomorrow. I feel like if we continue with the blizzard-like conditions that we're getting as we speak, and you show up and you're like, I don't feel like playing this 9-hole course twice. Here's your Luna Battle Pack, and have a nice day. Like, you're still getting your money's worth, because the entry fee is the exact price of a Luna Battle Pack. So that's what I'll be doing. Best Cali Singles Extravaganza. I don't know if it's that fancy. But the funny you say the word extravaganza, this is the same course for 15 plus years. We ran the disc golf extravaganza. So if somehow you knew that, that would be an incredible pull. But a community event that's geared towards kids looking for things to do to keep them away from drugs and alcohol is what was called the Youth Futures Disc Golf Extravaganza. We held it at this exact course for more than 15 years. So it's funny that you used the word extravaganza. It's a good pull.
Sure.
All right. Speaking of people being fortunate, Ratana, Eagle, married?
Which one is more fortunate, Sari? Say it.
Definitely both of them.
Yeah. Yes. Congratulations to Eagle and Ratana for tying the knot. They are officially married, according to Eagle McMahon. He made an announcement on his Instagram a couple days ago saying that he and Ratana have tied the knot in Hawaii, I believe. That's where they were.
Ratana the knot?
No. Nope. Maybe if they got divorced and together, you could be tying the knot. But no, it doesn't work with just Ratana.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming?
I didn't think about it, so no, I guess.
It
doesn't shock me? I mean, they've been together for 5 or 6 years, at least.
Put a ring on it. No.
Yeah.
It does that alleviate the awkwardness of someone that's both of them, but of someone that's so dang popular for him to choose a wedding party?
No.
I mean, it alleviates that awkwardness, right? Or are you saying it wouldn't have existed?
I'm saying it wouldn't have existed. No.
Huh. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Or who's even invited to the wedding?
Maybe invited to the wedding.
Because that's like a really, I feel like that's a tough line in the sand right now for a lot of our potential wedding people that are wedding couples out there, right? Like, you're on tour, by and large. You have a lot of friends. Some obviously you are closer to than others. But drawing that line as to either A, who you invite, and B, who actually shows up or says, yes, I'm either going to take off the slow weekend.
You do it the week of Worlds and you see who's your real friend.
Excuse me. Yeah, I just feel like I'm not claiming that was any of their reasoning for doing this. Clearly, they were in Hawaii, so that seems like a pretty darn good place to get married regardless. But it does alleviate, I think, some of that potential awkwardness.
I mean, there could
And maybe that has nothing to do with it.
I doubt it has anything to do with it, but you're right. There could be. I mean, it's that way with any disc golf wedding, as we know. But I don't know Eagle well enough to know if he has a bunch of close friends from his hometown that outside of disc golf versus, would his wedding party have included like Simon and Joey or his dad. I don't know. I know he's obviously close with Pat, but who knows? I'm sure somebody knows. I'm not that person. I'm not that close with Eagle. We've had a few nice conversations on and off podcast, but yeah, I think I'm pretty happy. I'm happy for him. I'm happy
of course.
For those two crazy kids.
Yes. Congratulations, Ratana and Eagle. So
yeah,
awesome. All right. Fairway Media's out there talking about what, Kill Tony, who you guys are going to take your show on the road. Yeah. If I recall, I think disc golf has been talked about once or twice on Kill Tony and probably hasn't been received well. It usually isn't. I mean,
most comedians make fun of it.
Yeah. That's an easy laugh, I feel like, for plenty of comedians. So, and Doc Zen says that Eagle needed a tax write-off. Come on. They're in love. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. They're just in love. Anyway. Next week, I won't be here.
No, you're going to be
fired from SmashBoxx.
You've been demoted from co-host to guest host.
Okay. I'll take that.
For at least probably a few weeks.
Yes.
Because you are going to be over in Southeast Asia. A couple different places. I've heard Taiwan. I've heard, obviously, Koh Samui.
Yep.
Chiang Mai, are you doing again?
Chiang Mai? Yeah, so just to give everyone the quick rundown, and maybe I'll be able to jump on some weeks. Some weeks I will, some weeks I won't. As of right now, next week, I will be heading to Taiwan, and Kaohsiung is where the event is going to be taking place there. And then the following a little while after that will be the Siam Open, which is going to be taking place in Bangkok, which will be held at a ball golf course. And in the area of Bangkok, which is pretty cool because that's definitely going to be one of the largest metropolises that we've ever had, disc golf being played so close to such a large city. But it is a property that I have not seen yet myself, but it will be on a ball golf course, so it's going to be held there. The week after that will be Koh Samui, which is on the island, of course, that I'm already very closely tied to in many ways. And then after Koh Samui, then we will be heading up to Chiang Mai in northern Thailand and the Chiang Mai Open, which I think I've been there for all three of the Chiang Mai Opens. So this will be the fourth installment, and it will be the fourth stop on the tour. I will at that point take a brief break, and then when I return to that region of the world, I will then be going to the Philippines, which will be my first time to the Philippines. The following week, I'll be going to Japan, Okinawa. I've never been to that portion of Japan. And then the last week, which wraps up in Chengdu, China, is where the tour will ultimately wrap up. So what is that, 5 countries? And 7 events that will be taking place in Southeast Asia. If you are looking for any advertising, I've got huge sponsorship return option. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, if you do want some kind of representation, maybe you're holding a tournament later in the year, maybe you have a club, or maybe you have a product, whatever it might be, and you are looking for some kind of lengthy or somewhat repetitive brand awareness, I'm going to be putting out videos for all 7 of those tournaments.
Cool.
And so if you wanted to get on board and have some representation in those videos or have some kind of shout outs, maybe you say, you know what, Terry, my significant other appreciates disc golf and appreciates sitting and watching all this crazy footage with me. And so once a video, I need to shout out your significant other while you guys are on the couch watching it. That would be a pretty fun surprise. Like, if all of a sudden I was like, Big shout out, Johnny V and your wife, Sarah. I know you're watching.
Whoop, whoop.
So hope you enjoy. Don't let a coconut hit you on the head.
We won't from where we were sitting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll put myself in that danger, in harm's way for you guys.
Oh, you're so.
So there's
giving.
another idea. Personalized shout outs. Just like sending like Valentine's cards.
Like a cameo.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. So anyway, those are all options. Of course, reach out if anything like that interests you. What are you going to do without me for a few weeks?
Well, I'm hoping that next week we're going to see a lot of sponsorship announcements.
Okay.
That will be filling the air at least next week with that. And maybe some DGN announcements. They tend to make some announcements at the beginning of the year. That's probably what's good. The majority of it is going to be. Other than that, I don't know. It might be a good time for me to try to make some adjustments to the studio while you're gone. Maybe kind of shift some things or see how that would work out.
Could you see like putting in like a disco ball and then you like dancing for part of the show?
Maybe. Because you are co-owner of Smashbox, do I have permission to take my shirt off?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fans would almost love that.
All right.
So you do you.
I don't think almost.
The year
I don't think they were
of-
close to almost.
The year of the, what do we say, the fire horse or the year of the horse? If that means you're shirtless on the show, then I guess that's what it means.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just have to do what the fans request.
Right. Right. You see them just absolutely lighting up the board right now.
It's
with
going
said
nuts.
Request.
It's going nuts.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, probably more views with dancing involved. But that's what it really, Jave, keep you coming back.
Tim just unsubscribed.
Yeah.
Damn it. Tim, you've been with us for so long. It just didn't realize that's what it would take.
And Edwin out there on the board says, worked in Singapore for a bit, would take a puddle jumper to Koh Samui frequently, one of the best places on earth. Yeah, it is. There's certainly, and that I've said this before, that is one of my favorite parts about this trip that I'm going to be taking, at least on this first leg, is Bangkok, Koh Samui, and Chiang Mai are three, to me, still so very distinctly different. They are all in the same country of Thailand, and all three of them have very distinctly unique vibes and atmosphere. Not just the people count, the traffic, just all three of them so incredibly different, and just overall, just such a cool place to be. So, and this will be my second time in Taiwan, but I'm excited to see what Kaohsiung has to offer as well. I'll be going into Taipei and then taking one of the high-speed trains down to Kaohsiung area, and super excited to see what that looks like as well. And Jackie Chen signed up. I think Manabu has signed up. And then I think, as I've said, I think Kelvin Heimberg is also
Vinny
signed up and ready to go.
You gonna have some adventures with Vinny? Gonna show him around the island?
We'll see. Go do some
new rock hunting? Yeah. Some lava rock or something that he would find over those islands?
I mean, whatever Vinny wants is what I'll try to do. TB, what will you do during the break between Thailand and the Philippines? If you're talking to me, if you mean me, I will be back here in the States doing some stuff, obviously catching up with my family. My two girls specifically will be in school, and we've got actually some plans while I'm back during that time. So just a couple more 14-hour flights back and forth. No big deal.
All the time.
Vinny and Terry on a scooter together. Yeah, that
like Dumb and Dumber.
That seems like a no-brainer.
That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I see it. All right, what else you got, Johnny?
I don't have a lot. I mean, it's pretty quiet. We've got some after show stuff we can talk about.
Okay.
That's really kind of the state of disc golf. Is there anything? I was going to say, is there anything shocking that you feel is going to happen in 2026, or are we going to see a year like 2025? Like, do you think we're going to see any manufacturers fold? Do you think we're going to see any major changes to the disc golf network? Because I don't think we're going to see any changes to disc golf pro tour because they've already announced most of their things. So, and the commentary stuff. So that's kind of off the table, I guess. But I guess we haven't really talked. We've talked about sponsorship. We really haven't talked much about manufacturers. And
Well,
what do you think?
Here's one thing, and I'm going to look for the details now, and I only saw in a brief moment earlier today. I think that there is, and some of you saw the UC Maresma
Where did
video.
that come from?
That was from USDGC
Yeah.
that I put out, and it was also put out in one of my recaps, which you diligently watched every night.
Of course.
And so it was a refresher for you to see that. And I put it out, and it coincidentally was, I feel like, a little bit evergreen still, as long as it got out before, we'll say, middle of next year. And it was just me catching up with UC, talking about how incredible his year specifically was, to see the culmination of a decade's worth of work to ultimately bring the Worlds to Finland, which has been, I don't know if universal is quite the word, but has been largely revered as one of the best, if not the best Worlds ever, certainly one of the best. That was pulled off in Finland. And then the fact that, I guess a side note, you saw a Discmania rep win it at the Worlds. And in fact, 2 Discmania reps being very much in that conversation in both Antila and Burr, but Burr winning a Worlds from Discmania, which UC started. So that's all kind of great and everything. UC then gets put into the Hall of Fame, very deservedly so. And then he said on a personal level, he became a grandfather. So three pretty big things for UC in a year.
I suppose.
To become a grandfather.
He's in his mid-40s, mid-upper 40s. And
yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay. Yeah.
Awesome to see. All of that to lead up and say, I feel like Heinold and the Ledgestone team, who obviously are very much in tune with what was going on at Worlds.
Sure.
I think they're ready to match and surpass it, or at least give that attempt. And that is a huge task.
We did see, if you follow Ledgestone on Instagram, they made an announcement yesterday or today even, $300,000 just for facilities. Infrastructure, I guess is what they were. I was thinking facilities, but yeah, infrastructure, seating and porta potties and probably food vendors, all this stuff that we're going to see, $300,000 just for that at Worlds.
And that's exactly where I was going with all of this, is to say that was huge. UC, Finland, all of it together, obviously huge. Now we're seeing that they're trying to maintain pace with that. We're going to be at the iconic toboggan course as one of the 2. We're going to be in Kensington Metro Park for the entire weekend. We're going to have the 2 courses there. And so to see all of this that's going to be put into it, and you can see it on their Instagram, it's probably on their website, hole 3, tee area, stadium seating, hole 15 seating, hole 2's viewing area, stadium seating, and then a Discraft Pro Shop, a vendor village, an Innova dining area, Grip VIP dining pavilion, First Form, who, as we saw, has become the title sponsor of the event, First Form VIP Terrace, Vessi Champion Circle, Sweet Spot is representative. Let me see what else. The Sweet Spot Family Fun Zone. The amount of things that they're going to be bringing in to make this so massive, I'm excited to be on site, to experience it, to see how this turns out. We've been saying for years, Steve Dodge specifically has been saying for years, our disc golf tournaments cannot be just about the disc golf, just about the play. We need all of these other interactive things and possible experiences. So now it looks like Ledgestone and Discraft and First Form are stepping up to make that attempt here at the Worlds. Now it just comes down to execution, because they've made the promises. They're showing us what they're going to do. Now we just have to see if they deliver. And they're setting the bar for themselves very high, if so. I know I wouldn't want to run the Worlds the year after next year, after in 27. What is that, Portland right now, unofficially?
I believe so,
maybe?
Yeah.
We're going to see. Now, they have to deliver. This is a lot of talk. Now it's just a matter of, are they going to be able to deliver on everything? And the fact that here we are in December and they are actively promoting and putting these things out here that we can expect in late August really makes you feel like they're on top of the planning. And so now we'll see. It should be exciting, I think, for all this. And we already know the Midwest in general, and then on top of it, Michigan specifically doesn't have a problem showing up as fans and as spectators. Will the rest of the country, will others make the pilgrimage to this Worlds to hopefully have these experience? And they've also touted tickets. Some of the tickets are as cheap as $10, and trying to make it as inclusive as they possibly can to get as many people there as possible. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
To go to Finland last year and to see all the VIP tents, to see the dining areas and just the infrastructure that they put in there to have the seating around 18 was very impressive. No surprise, because it is Finland. Now to try and duplicate and then even add on to it to have it happen here, I'm excited to see it play out. I mean, this should be the biggest world championships in that sense that I've ever seen. And I've been to 48 worlds or so. I've been to a lot of them.
One for every year of your life.
Almost.
Not quite.
I think I've been to a little more than one for every year, actually.
Yeah, I know, because you're only 47.
Jeez, getting old. And then, as a side note, and this was by no means any kind of paid plug or anything, but as a side note, as I'm on their Instagram, looks like Ledgestone Players Pack has been announced, and I know that registration for Ledgestone opens. The Ledgestone event opens at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, it says. Early registration.
What's in the Players Pack? That'll determine whether I'm going to play or not.
Holy cow. Okay, I didn't read this yet. Marquee item number 1 is a tech disc with a 3-month subscription. Aren't those usually like $300 or $400?
Yeah, the tech disc I think is like $300.
Marquee item number 2 is a grip BX bag, first form jersey, and a stool. And then marquee item 3, pair of Vessi shoes, custom Apex rangefinder. And then also, seriously, tube of Zanfell, premium Paragon hoodie, 2 Discraft limited edition discs, 1 Climo limited edition disc, Tomahawk shade sunglasses, Ledgestone full color sublimated towel, Dirty Birdie custom aluminum mini, and Dirty Birdie bird sauce. Maybe I just go play.
Maybe you just go play. Someone asks, Tech Disc is a subscription, question mark?
I'm guessing you get...
You don't have to... My understanding is you don't have to have a subscription. It will do all the basic stuff. But with a subscription, it opens up additional statistics and analytics and things like that. I believe that's what it is. Don't quote me on that, but I think that you can like submit your information and they give you more of a breakdown. But I believe it does the basics of your speed, your angle. I think that's all included right in the disc.
I don't know what I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what the registration cost is. That's probably a few clicks away that I'm too lazy to do. But
175 is my guess.
Yeah, even if 175, let's call it 200 maybe. But to think you're getting a tech disc, a grip bag, and Vessi shoes, that's $600-ish plus a rangefinder. You're looking $600 or $700 right there.
Yeah, but I have to drive down there and probably get a hotel. It's not worth it to me, Terry.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, that was posted today. I didn't get a chance to see it until just now. So good on them. I mean, you're talking a couple thousand players that show up, and I feel like no matter how you perform, you generally should get your money's worth out of it just by that players pack, which he kind of ruins it. At that point, you're ruining it for all other tournaments, because then people play in that, and then they come to my C tier like, what? I paid $50 and I didn't get $5,000 worth of stuff? Like, no, you don't. Ledgestone's not normal. So anyway, sign up or don't, but it seems like a pretty good deal to me.
Subscription gets you a video capture and I think allows you to play in some simulated courses. So just to be clear, that's what I'm reading off the board.
I mentioned it quickly last week because it was literally minutes before the show, but I had the pleasure of being on the Disc Seeker podcast. Big thanks to Josh last week for having me. It was a lot of fun. I'll send you the link so you can watch it.
All right.
But it was a lot of fun. I super, of course, appreciate being on the show. So if you guys want to go check that out, that's out there as well. All right. Oh, Doc Zen says, yeah, but you get to meet Terry Miller. That's worth a tech disc.
Yeah, and you can actually take your tech disc and throw it at Terry Miller. It's kind of like a dunk tank, but we just line them up.
Yeah, and if you hit it with just the right speed, I call out a speed.
Yep.
And if you hit me and it's that exact speed, then I cry. It's great. It's great. And if your speed is wrong, well, then I just still deal with it.
Then I just cry more.
Yes. So, all right. Well, that's that. I think we can close it out. If you are going to be at any of the Southeast Asia events, I made this post last night. And I know sometimes discs can be very difficult to get if you're living over there, or they can be very expensive. So if you're in Southeast Asia and you're currently thinking, man, I really wish I had a brand new Buzz or a Mamba or a brand new Castoplast Elva, maybe Terry could bring me one and I could essentially pre-order it from him. Hit me up, because I'm going to start packing up the suitcase. And I'm going to bring a lot of Samui and Disc Golf Guy stamped items. But if there's a slot in your bag that you need replaced and you know it already, let me know and I'll make sure to pack one along. Maybe you say, hey, I actually just need a Glow Hex, Simon Lizotte Glow Hex from 3 Halloweens ago. And I'll be like, I got you. I'll go dig that out of storage and I'll bring it. So let me know if there's something that you need specifically. I'd be happy to help. We're going to close it out.
Okay. And I think in the after show, we're going to do the yearly. We do this every year. I like to quiz Terry on the Google year in review trends. We're going to see how many he remembers or knows based on some of the Google searches. And we'll talk about whatever else we want to talk about.
I got some Googling to do.
Oh, great.
Great googly moogly. All right. With that, thank you. Sorry, I'm a little under some possible seasonal allergies, but thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us all year long. Your support does not go unnoticed, whether you're a Patreon member or you just show up and you chat with us every single week. Hopefully, if you've got some free stuff coming your way, hit me up. Make sure I get it out to you. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We do truly appreciate you coming along for this silly ride week in and week out, video or audio style. We very much appreciate you. For Johnny V, I'm the Disc Golf Guy. That's podcast 588. We'll see you in the after show. You step inside the Smashbox.
Happy New Year.
Thank you to our $2 and above patrons. Your name is listed below in the credits. If you are interested in being listed as a producer in the SmashBoxxTV credits and supporting this and other fine podcasts, please visit patreon.com/SmashBoxxTV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to SmashBoxxTV Podcast 588's After Show.
Our last after show of 2025.
Thank goodness.
I know.
You know what I haven't been seeing as much this year is, maybe I'm just in tune with more uplifting people.
I hope so.
I have not seen as many people posting, good riddance 2025, so excited to be done with you, let's get to 2026. I have not seen that post nearly as often, and that warms my heart.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen anyone literally post that. I feel like last year I saw 50 of those posts.
Sure.
And I have not seen, I don't think I've seen a single one. So hopefully that is a sign of some sort that people have had a better 2025, and they're okay with just slow rolling into 2026. But that has not been a theme for me.
I'm good. I haven't seen that either particularly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. I like that.
Positivity, Terry.
And it's funny, as I was just having a bathroom break in the
Between the shows?
Between shows. One thing I didn't mention in the show, and I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with then me sitting back down, to Edwin saying, love you guys, got to run. But Terry, we discussed your situation with DGN on the pod tonight, and Yuli had some really nice things to say about you. Check it out when you have some time. Before I even check that out, I wanted to tell the story in the regular show that I did have a conversation with Yuli today. He called me. Mm-hmm. Actually, we played a little phone tag yesterday, and we connected this morning. He was wondering what was going on. I'll share that much. He had seen the headlines, so to speak, and wondering what was going on, and he seemed disgruntled about it, which in itself is a little bit of a compliment. He doesn't like the idea of me not being involved as much. And then we had a little heart-to-heart, and I won't share every detail necessarily, but I very much thanked him. I thanked him for so many kind words. He was not shy about sharing some of his feelings. We go a long way back. I have known him. We didn't meet and talk probably at the 2005 AM Worlds that he was playing in. I was a marshal. It's probably a good thing I didn't have to talk to him and reprimand him in any way.
Sure.
But I was, in fact, at the 2005 AM Worlds in Flagstaff. That was a marshaling gig for me, and he was playing. I think James Conrad was playing. A few others were playing. I didn't have any interaction with them in any negative way. But we really, I then saw him actually at the 2006 AM Worlds in Tulsa. I was also a marshal there. Again, no negative interactions, but I don't think we really spoke. So the first time we probably spoke and had interactions was sometime after that. But technically, we go back as far back as, you'd say maybe 2005-ish. And in fact, I think on one of my two Facebook profiles, I even have a quote of him where he says something like, Terry Miller's right about everything. I always trust and believe what Terry says, or something like that. And that is even a 10-year-old quote.
You could tell how dumb he was.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
naive. But in all seriousness,
I'm glad he's matured.
He said the kindest things today to me, and one of which he said that he's looked up to me from a disc golf growth and media perspective. And I genuinely appreciate it, and I wanted to thank him publicly. And I said it earlier, hundreds of people reached out in some capacity, and I appreciate each and every one of them. Yuli's is not more special than the one, any one of you might have sent me. But I did want to say that I appreciate all of them, including the phone call that Yuli and I had just this morning. So,
great.
Yeah,
we've always been a fan of Yuli. He used to be a regular on the show.
Yeah,
we'd chat about disc golf and football, and he's a big Steelers fan,
right?
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, so. For those that don't recall, before Yuli's fandom took off and all of his successes, he was right here, not quite weekly, but every other week almost.
Yeah, when he had gotten injured. He had I think it was a knee issue that he had, and so he was out of the tour for like close to a year, I think it was. And during that time, he would come on the show regularly, and we'd talk about disc golf and how he's doing and his progression. And
Yeah. So Yuli and I have gone. We've shared some very, very great conversations. One I will never forget is him and I at Maple Hill late one night after some candle pin bowling or candle pin bowling. Super late on a Sunday night. Just him and I, no one else. And long conversations, throughout his disc golf journey, and so it's been good. And so whatever he may or may not have said, I guess I'll take your word for it, Edwin. If he said kind things there, I certainly appreciate it. So good chat with Yuli today, among others.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I did play some phone tag with Charlie Eisenhood today. I know he's working on some form of story, he said, with regard to the DGN conversation.
I mean,
and he was looking to talk. We text and called back and forth like 6 times today. It didn't happen. So if there's no quote or there's no story or nothing from me, you can know why. He even had hit me up moments before we went live here on the show to make like the phone tag game, one more layer. So I don't know what they're working on. I have no idea what the story is going to say or who you all talk to. But I guess, spoiler alert, there's going to be something written up about it, and we'll see. Hopefully it's all accurate and up to date, because it seems like it's changing every minute. Should have just had him been a guest on the interview live. Yeah, that's a good call. Very vocal, loud Steeler fans on my Facebook feed. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Yuli and his Steeler fandom and how they're going to be very happy next week or very sad, because I believe they play the Ravens, and the team that wins is going to make it into the playoffs. The team that loses will not be in the playoffs. So they're bitter rivals on the last week of the season.
Win or go home.
Win or go home, yeah. Unlike our Packers. Our Packers doesn't matter next week what we do.
That's right.
We are in the playoffs, as probably this fairly certain we're locked in at the 7 seed. And from there, we're obviously we'll play, I think, the 2 seed. That works out the way I think it does.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's your football update.
I've got a whatnot update.
Ooh.
I'm going to lock in, as the kids say. That's a big phrase these days. Lock in.
Is
get
it?
locked. Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Don't second guess me. It is.
No, I mean, I do a little bit.
Yes. Get locked in. Lock in, bro. Like, you get locked into your homework. You focus up. You set, locked in. That's a big phrase right now. Anyway. And I don't even, surprisingly, it's not even.
It just seems so pedestrian.
Yeah, and I was going to say, it's not one that I entirely disagree with. They got a lot of stupid sayings out there. We all generations do. But locked in is fine. Now, does it get overused in the dumbest way? Like, dude, time to lock into this lunch. Like, they'll say something like that as well. But anyway. I don't even know what I was going to do. Locking in with Doss to do a Nate Doss-centric whatnot. And right now, the plan, I believe, is Friday night. I'm going to try and get it announced as quickly as possible and locked in with him that it would be Friday night. If that happens Friday night, there's a good chance there's going to be a disc golf guy, Terry Miller, regular whatnot stream on Sunday night. So that's kind of tentatively the plans right now. A whatnot, Nate Doss style. We're going to bring in Nate from Bend digitally through the internets. We're going to have him. He'll be showing the actual discs, and then we'll have a conversation about the discs and then be able to push them, and then he'll obviously ship them from Bend, just like we did with my first ever whatnot. So super excited about that. Obviously, these are historical, older, used. There's a good mix of a ton of different stuff, a lot of different brands. For those that don't know, Nate's dad, Mark, was the course pro shop guy, so to speak, the guy selling discs at the park over at De La Viega for more than a decade or two. And so he was a regular, purchaser of discs of all the manufacturers, and then would sell them at the park, and then also sold them a little bit in other places. Nate's father passed away a couple years ago, and now Nate has a lot of that collection and some of these old gems, and some things he was meticulously kept track of. And he would say, some of them I remember seeing, it might be an orc from a champion orc from 2006, and it'll be custom stamped with some probably California-based event on it, and then on the back it'll say 2006 Orc, and then it'll say the tournament, and then it'll say like the MPO person that won it, which
cool.
I always thought was kind of cool. So some of those notes might be on there, and then there's a lot of used stuff that was legitimately used and abused and beat up, but it might be from the mid to late 90s or even earlier, or mid or early 2000s. So that's what we're looking at for a Whatnot on Friday night. Time to be determined just yet, but it'll be with Nate Dawson, Nate's collection. And if that happens, I then want to give you guys one of my stuff on Sunday night, and I get that all packed up and shipped out before I head out of town myself.
So if you're listening to this in audio format, this comes out Friday morning.
Okay, get on it that night.
It will be that night.
Friday night and Sunday night are the proposed plans. Find me on Whatnot. The Disc Golf Guy is my Whatnot login. So, want to get that out there. Should be fun. People really loved the first ever Whatnot, in that we were pulling such unique items from Nate's dad's collection. Not necessarily new, just the fact that there was so much history and some really cool pieces that were there. So, that's looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Pretty cool. Good run down memory lane.
Aaron, you missed the boat. Go to the start of the show, maybe. Hoping to hear about this whole commentator deal here tonight. Did I miss the official story? Yeah, I mean, there's no real official story outside of a lot of people taking what I said last week, which was all factually correct, and then some people just forgetting when I said, oh, I'm not going to be in the booth. I'm going to be on course for about 6 or 7 events and not in the booth at all. A lot of people stopped at the part where I said I'm not going to be in the booth, and then they thought I was fired. That's pretty much the only real story. Okay.
All right, Terry. We're going to talk a little Google Trends.
I'm trendy.
You are trendy. I restricted it to the United States of America.
6, 7.
We could do global trends, but I think that might be a little tough for you.
That would be way more difficult. Yeah, I mean, because if there was a tsunami,
sure.
Not to say I'm globally illiterate, but yeah, I'm probably obviously I'm a little bit more regional.
Did you look at this at all when I was popping up?
No.
Okay, so before I scroll down and you can see things, can you guess what the number one search for the United States was from Google this year?
From the U.S.
Yeah, from the U.S. What do you feel like was the biggest story of 2025?
It's got to be something political. We didn't have a pandemic.
Oh.
It would be something politically charged, and we don't have as much. We don't have as much conversation this year about election fraud, which is maybe what would have been last year. I would have to assume Epstein files.
That's probably a good guess. It is a person.
Epstein files, and if so if it's a person and it's not Epstein, it would either then have to be Trump or Kirk.
The answer's Kirk. Charlie Kirk was the number one search of 2025 from Google in the United States.
That makes sense.
Number 2, K-pop Demon Hunters. Are you up on the K-pop?
Not in 1 million years would I would have
not
known
guessed,
or guessed that.
No, nor would I. I've seen the cartoon on Netflix. I am up to date. We sat down as a family. My son actually wanted to. He's like, I've heard a lot about this. Let's sit down and watch it. And it was what it was. I mean, a couple little pop songs and some cartoons. Fine. Number 3. Are you familiar with Labubu?
Very much so.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, my kids
Oh,
It's lots of Labubu jokes, references. Yeah, very, very much a thing.
All right. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act. You're familiar with that?
Yes. Do we have to discuss how things are working out?
We don't have to.
Okay. Well, let's wait till January because it's going to get better.
Everything gets better. Zohran Mamdani. Familiar?
Yes.
All
yes.
right.
That makes, I'm surprised. What is this? Top 10 searches?
Yes.
I'm surprised. Okay. I guess these top 10 searches of all the things.
Of all the things in 2025, people searched for Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
DeepSeek, number 7.
The hell is that?
Ooh, you're not familiar with DeepSeek.
A movie?
Nope. It is actually, it comes from China.
Okay. It's got to be AI related.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay.
Way to go, Terry Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it rings a bell. It rings a bell vaguely, but yeah.
Okay. A little history earlier this year. DeepSeek released, or a company out of China released DeepSeek, which is an open weighted LLM AI, so that you could actually download it yourself and run it on your own systems. Now, you have to have a super beefy system to do this. In order, you're talking
like my Chromebook,
like your Chromebook. Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna do it right now.
You should.
Just watch it start smoking.
I don't even think it would just shut down on you, Terry. You wouldn't even get to the smoking part. And that particular one was trained apparently not on NVIDIA servers, but on other servers, and it actually caused the NVIDIA stock to, I'll say, quote unquote, tank. And by tank, it dropped like 5 or 10%. At which Johnny bought like $5,000 worth of NVIDIA, and now it's up like 30% from there. So yay me! So that is DeepSeek. Number 8, government shutdown. That's pretty self-explanatory. Like there was a a lot of people worried about the government. The FIFA Club World Cup is number 9.
I feel like if it had more time, the FIFA Nobel Peace Prize would have gotten more. If that would have been earlier in the year. Yeah.
And number 10 is tariffs.
Honestly, I'm surprised that's not higher up. In looking at this list in I don't want to call it retrospect, but actually reviewing this list, I'm shocked tariffs aren't much higher up in terms of the conversation around all of them for so many months. Good, bad, indifferent, wherever you want to think you stand on it, that's fine. But I'm shocked that, and I'd go as far as saying, I would think they would be Googled more because clearly there's a lack of misunderstanding out there. So
there's no lack of misunderstanding.
Or there you go. Thank you. Sorry. There you go. Yeah. So maybe I need to do my own Googling.
All right. Anyway, we're going to skip the news because those are pretty self-explanatory. We'll just go to people. We'll see if you know the people and what they're searched for. Number 1, we already went through it. Zohran Mamdani.
Yeah.
Number 2, Tyler Robinson.
I'm sorry. Where?
Over here. People.
These
are
people
just
searched?
people. These are just people searched now.
Wow. Okay.
So clearly, Charlie Kirk isn't included in this because I think he was just general searches. But Zohran, they're counting twice. So, but Tyler Robinson. Are you familiar with Tyler Robinson?
The alleged assassinator of Charlie Kirk.
Is that what it is? Oh, it is. I didn't honestly know the name.
Where you been, bro?
I don't know.
Where's he is the question and what's going on, but that's another story.
D4VD.
It's got to be a YouTuber?
Or a DJ? I honestly don't know.
Oh, yeah, DJ Wood. That's crazy.
He's an American singer and songwriter. All right.
Oh, doesn't look like he's having his best year. May face murder charges in the death of 14-year-old.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, that's not probably not why you want to be on this list.
No.
Erica Kirk. Everyone's kind of familiar. Pope Leo the 14th is our number 5. Shadur Sanders, Terry, number 6. Do you know who Shadur Sanders is? I was just...
I'm gonna. I feel dumb that I don't know, but I'm gonna guess NFL.
You're right. Can you guess who Sonny is? It should be pretty obvious.
Barry Sanders?
No.
I'm just kidding. Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Shador.
Again, a little 2 ounces of context, and I knew that.
Yeah, Tim and I were actually just discussing him on the chat board a few seconds ago, actually. Bonnie Blue. Are you familiar with Bonnie Blue?
I'm going to assume that Bonnie Blue is definitely tied to Neil Diamond and Song Blue.
No.
Damn it.
I think. Do you know the answer to this?
I don't. I don't feel like I do.
Okay. Adult film star.
Oh, well, good. Yes. Then I wasn't even acting there. I genuinely don't know. But click. Let me see.
Just get her Google results. I don't know why she's in the list. I saw something and
careful what you click on.
I know. It was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It popped up on my YouTube that she was. There's some guy who like sits in. I don't know if it's in New York, but he stands on a ladder. And he interviews people.
Oh, and he guesses their
occupation.
Yeah, and it's not New York. It's in like it's in
I don't know,
like England.
Oh, I don't know.
Or Paris or something.
But the only reason I know her name is because she like walked up this ladder, and so he's trying to guess her occupation. And I'd never heard of her before, but then at some point it's like, no, he's like, are you an actress? And she's like, well, kinda, yeah. So
God, I forgot his jingle. It's something or other. Ladder. Yeah, he's a pretty big. Yeah, that's Instagrammer.
Okay, so I had never seen. That's literally the only video I think I've ever seen.
Okay. Anyway, click on. Let's see what. I feel like I should know what Bonnie Blue looks like.
All right. Some blonde woman, basically.
Don't you dare.
Yeah.
Wait, scroll up. What is she known for here? As English. Oh, English. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense then.
Oh, she's English. That's why the...
Oh, okay. So now I'm familiar with the story where she's claimed to have sex with 1,057 men in a single day to attempt a world record. Rookie.
Oh, God, Lord.
No, but so I'm familiar with that story, but I did not know that it was specifically her or her name. I wouldn't have, you could have given me 1,000 guesses. I wouldn't have known.
Likely story. Caroline Levitt.
Yes.
You know Caroline Levitt.
Congratulations on the pregnancy.
Yeah. She works in the White House. Andy Byron. You know who Andy Byron is? I don't.
I would for some reason think. Wow, if you don't know, I was gonna say I would think to if it's not sports, NFL sports. It doesn't sound like an NFL name.
That's so funny. It doesn't sound like an NFL name.
He doesn't sound like he.
Neither is Peyton Manning, but yet he's clearly an NFL name.
I don't know, Andy. So, I don't know, Andy. Andy Byron. Somebody's out there screaming right now. How do you not know this?
I'm sure he was the number 9 searched person.
You're sure that's of the year?
It says of the year 20. See what happened in 2025. Year in search 2025.
Really? Then I feel like an idiot because if he's political, I don't feel like I've heard of him.
And he's one above Jimmy Kimmel. So Andy Byron. You know Andy Byron.
Oh, okay. See, it's context.
There
right?
you go. Andy Byron, the CEO of Astronomer.
Okay. The Kiss Cam at the Coldplay concert.
Yes, there you go. So that's why his name was searched there, Terry. A little context helps us out. I'm sure somebody was yelling.
Yeah, because
I did not. Like, obviously, everyone knows the story.
You say Kiss Cam or Coldplay, sure.
But
to name the name. And not an NFL player.
Not an NFL player.
And not a politician.
Yep. And number 10, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
Jimmy Kimmel, popular this year due to getting pulled off the air, some FCC stuff. So that's your Google Trends for 2025. The news is the news, and the passings are the passing. I mean, the passings, Charlie Kirk, Gene Hackman, actor Ozzy Osbourne. Do you know who Ann Burrell is? I do not.
Click on her. Let's see.
Ann Burrell. I mean, ahead of Diane Keaton. You know who Diane Keaton is, right?
Oh, yeah. Chef Ann. She had a heart attack.
Oh, I recognize her face.
Right. Yeah, that's Chef.
Okay.
I think she went by Chef Ann, and I believe she had a heart attack, if I recall.
Okay.
And she's only like 50-something, so.
Yeah. Well, that's passing. Diane Keaton, famous actress.
Yep.
Michelle Trachtenberg. Are you familiar with her? Probably not. She younger actress who passed away. She was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Click on her.
You may recognize her. I don't know. It's so.
She doesn't look familiar to me.
Yep. So.
Okay.
Pope Francis.
Familiar?
Yeah. Hence earlier we had Pope,
Yeah.
the other Pope, Hulk Hogan. Passed away.
Yes.
Big
Real name what? Terry Bollier?
Terry Bollier out
Which
of Florida.
did you never knew the gentleman because he went to Appleton he went to Roosevelt. He hung out with Hershey all the time, dated her, and he was a big maybe wrestler. By those days standards, you'd call him a meathead, but he was a wrestler. Oh God, what was it? Anyways, he could not get enough of saying whenever my name was said, Terry Bollier, and I didn't know he was referencing Hulk Hogan. This is when we were in
What's
8th
his
grade.
name?
I don't know, but he dated Hershey. I forget her real name, but her nickname was Hershey. She was a year older than us.
I don't know. The only guy I remember is Tyler Jan. So
no. But I think I
different.
met. Never mind.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, yes, earlier in the year,
and Malcolm Jamal Warner.
yes,
Jamal Warner and Val Kilmer.
different strokes.
Yep.
Or
No,
different world. Different world.
No.
Well,
straight up Cosby Show.
Yeah, but then
No.
but
I don't believe he was in a different world.
what are we betting?
That he was a regular, not that he appeared like once. That he was a regular.
That he was a
Sure.
that he was a regular.
Yeah.
We'll bet a beverage at next week's league.
100%. All right. Malcolm Jamal Warner. Did you know they're doing a revival of A Different World?
No.
Malcolm Jamal Warner, actor and musician. I got to look up his IMDb here. I am fairly certain that he was not a regular. He may have appeared on A Different World, but it was not his, is my understanding. Let's see here. We got to scroll down on the IMDb.
That would have been what, early 90s?
Yep. So The Cosby Show, he was on from 84 to 92.
Yeah, and then after
He was
that,
on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for 2 episodes.
No.
Here and
it would
Now,
have been up
Drop
there.
Zone, Touched by an Angel.
No.
He was not. I was very certain of that, Terry.
Who was the big crossover?
I believe it was Lisa Bonet. Was she? She was the one that went to A Different World. It was the
There
college,
was a big,
basically.
yeah, but was there? Yeah, who was the big crossover actress?
A Different World. We're gonna search it. Thanks for sitting with us, everybody, as we search for Kadeem Hardison. He was the primary guy. Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet. Then that's the
Jasmine Guy.
I was Jada Pinkett Smith. That's pretty funny.
Sinbad.
Yeah.
So, no. Cool. I look forward to that beverage next week, Terry
Well,
Miller.
too bad I'm going to be in another country.
Not next week, you're not.
I can't make it. I'll be packing and washing my hair.
Fantastic. All right. That's your Google trends for 2025.
Huh. What, there's no other categories? I feel like there should be so many more.
Sometimes there are more
Quiz me on
categories,
something
but
else. While you do that, as I
Oh.
called you this weekend, I was, and this is going to be again a little bit niche for our listeners, as if A Different World viewing wasn't. I called you at one point on Friday night this weekend.
You did. I was literally laying in bed, and then you called me, and
it was later than normal.
It was what, 11:40
by today's standards. 20 years ago, it would have been totally normal.
Yeah.
But it was 11:30 or so. I was playing two-man or two-person cribbage against my father-in-law. I think we've only played one or two other times ever before. We were up in a cabin setting, and there's multiple cribbage boards available. And I said, "Oh, hey, let's play." And I knew he played, so we played. We played the first game. I destroyed him. No big deal. Second game, he dealt. It's funny. I forget what the other two cards were. They don't matter. I was dealt ultimately 3 5s and a jack. And the jack that I was dealt already matched. I think it was the Jack of Hearts. The Jack of Hearts matched the 5 of Hearts that was in my hand. I had 2 other discards. I want to say it was 8 and something else. It clearly doesn't matter, especially if you're a cribbage player. You know.
Yep.
So I was dealt 3 5s and a Jack. I then had to cut. So any form of lightning in a bottle or magnificence of any form or of any kind was up to me. I cut to the 4th 5 in the deck.
So you had 4 5s and a Jack, which are face card. So,
but it was the 5 of diamonds. It was the one remaining 5 in the deck.
Yep.
And I cut right to the 5 of diamonds.
So you pulled a 28-point hand.
A 28-point hand. And at one, clearly, I'm almost shaking. I am definitely I am so excited about even what I think is the possibility. It's just exciting to see this hand. If you're at all a cribbage player, you know. At that point, I did not have my meta glasses on, and I wanted to go over to the counter, put them on, so that I could then do the cut. I didn't bother, and I just simply cut the cards, and I cut it to the last remaining 5 in the deck. Literally, the only card of any significance at that point.
I mean, a face card would have been nice, but
sure,
but
not as nice.
Yeah,
and I cut to the 5 of diamonds.
Face card, I think, is only like 24 or something.
And I, therefore, was 1 point away from what's known as the perfect hand.
Oh, face card would be 26. But...
1 point away.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy. Till I then looked it up a little later, of course. Getting the perfect hand, you get different Google results. One result said something about in 2-man cribbage is 1 in 218,000. But then they said cutting, blah, blah, blah. And then they made some other disclaimer and said, or whatever. It could be as much as 1 in 800,000 or something like that. Whatever.
Sure.
Point is, it's right there with hitting the lottery in some cases.
Yeah.
A small local lottery.
Of which I did not win the lottery.
Damn it.
I did put in $10 on the $1.6 billion lottery. Did not win.
So anyway, cut 28-point hand. I called you to confirm, even though we kind of briefly Googled it, but I called you to confirm that it would be in fact 28 points instead of. And I knew it wasn't the 29-point hand, but I didn't know that it was 28 in fact. And sure enough, it was. Yep. And as I said to them, my brother-in-law, we were talking about the significance. I'm like, oh my God, if it would have been, I would have flipped this effing table and been yelling and screaming. And he's like, this table's way too heavy for you to be flipping. I'm like, good point. It is a huge table, but point remains at that point, right? You keep the cards, you frame that.
I would.
That that's the standard?
I would, yes. But I've played thousands, tens of thousands of cribbage hands. Games probably even. And I have never even gotten a 28-point hand. I had a 28-point hand go against me where someone was dealt all the 5s and they cut a face card.
Okay.
So never had the chance for the perfect hand. I've never seen the perfect hand. I've never seen anyone play it.
Okay.
I've never even had the opportunity at it. And I can honestly say I've played tens of thousands of hands of cribbage.
Yeah, and real quick,
I played on my phone every night.
Yeah.
It's one of the games I go
you
to.
can't even get it digitally.
No, my buddy got it
in
digitally,
La La Land.
So he called me when he got it too. He's like, "Holy crap, I got it,
dude! I'm gonna frame my phone."
I know he did take a screenshot.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different threads, Reddit, blah blah blah. The AI factors. Basic probabilities, blah, 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 2-person cut, 1 in 649,740 hands, as you need specific cards and the right cut card. Odds are longer in 3 and 4-person games, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, 1 in 649,000 to get the perfect. Would you rather, well, that's maybe a dumb question.
What?
I was going to say, would you rather have that or a hole-in-one in golf? Ball golf.
Oh, perfect hand, 100%.
Yeah. Golf doesn't. What would supersede? What would supersede getting? What would be cooler to have happen than?
All right, here's my question.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather have the perfect hand or win an A tier in MP40?
Well, I've already done that. Yeah, I'd rather have a perfect hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a very small A tier.
Well, Well, that was an A tier? Oh,
Yeah.
Nice. For some reason I thought it was a B tier, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect hand or win an A tier in MPO. Today, as a aging,
damn it, Terry.
tall, heavier, getting 47-year-old, but yet shrinking somehow. You as a 47-year-old, like you could show up. We'll use the memorial next year's memorial. Well, in a few months, you could show up to the memorial, beating Gannon, beating everyone else that's there. Would you rather have that win as a 47-year-old you with your current skills? That weekend, though, you edge out. You edge out Gannon by 1. Would you rather have that, or by 10? I don't care. Would you rather have that?
1 is more fun.
Or would you rather have the perfect hand in cribbage?
That's honestly tough for me. That would be tough. I would probably...
1 puts you in like as a kid say GOAT status.
Yeah.
1 is like legendary.
I would probably go with the A tier in that instance. An MPO A tier, like a good size one, beating like at the memorial. We'll say the memorial as an A tier. The funny part is, I have so many friends that I've been playing cribbage with for decades, since high school, that don't care anything about disc golf. They would be more impressed with the perfect hand than they would if I told them I won an A tier, because they'd be most of them would be like, cool, you've been playing disc golf for a long time, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah,
like you're like, all right, yeah.
Yeah,
if I told them I got the perfect
crowd
hand,
dependent, and the funny part is, as we all know,
I would rather win the A tier.
The perfect hand is nothing but luck.
Correct.
Well, as would your A tier.
You're not wrong. Someone would ask who I sold my soul to. Like, what crossroads did I go to? The demon have I seen?
The real question is, which odds are better? You getting
perfect
hand in cribbage,
the perfect
or you
hand.
winning? Okay,
the perfect hand, no doubt. Like, I will say, let's just play pretend that the memorial was all at Fountain Hills.
Okay,
I think I have a better chance there to play better.
Right, sure.
Just because there's only like 1 hole that's not reachable. Well, for a birdie for me. Like it's more difficult. Like in theory, I could get an 18 down at Fountain Hills.
Right.
Unlike Vista, where I truly from the tees, I cannot get an 18 down at Vista. So if I went to Fountain and I had the weekend of my life and I was just hitting every putt inside of 40 feet and I was putting everything in and not going out of bounds, I quote unquote could win. I think the odds of that are still further than my perfect hand. I think if I played 1,000,000 rounds of disc golf and played 1,000,000 hands of cribbage, it's still more likely that Gannon Burr beats me 1,000,000 times than I get the perfect hand. So just based on statistics, I would have to take the A tier. It's tough for me because I've been playing cribbage longer than I've been playing disc golf, but and I don't know. The funny thing is, I'd have to ask some of my friends, like some of our friends, Steve and Kazi and Burchard.
Some of our
like, what would they find more impressive? Me getting the perfect hand or me winning an A tier at this point? Because both of which are
again though, like
the perfect hand is all luck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a numbers game, quite literally.
If only.
Yeah.
Let's just make that happen.
Sure. Do it.
Would you rather have one of those 2 options, or we throw a third in the mix?
Oh, third option. Jeez.
A third option, and let's say post-taxes, you put into your bank account from the lottery $1 million.
I'll take the $1 million all day long.
Okay, $1 million would not be worth beating Gannon.
No. I don't think even if I beat Gannon,
Okay,
I don't
not
make-
Gannon. Let's put everyone else.
Anybody,
Let's put
Paul Macbeth, like Ricky Wysocki, you put
$1 million over Worlds title.
Oh, that's a little tougher because I think, if I beat all those guys at an A tier somehow, I don't make $1 million.
Right.
Like there's no way. Now, if I win Worlds, like let's just say like own.
Well, let's say you win Worlds. I got to put a disclaimer on here. You win Worlds, but then you go back to being
Sure.
not cashing in Open ever again.
Yeah.
So, but you win Worlds.
I would take the Worlds.
Yeah. Okay. Over Worlds title
over $1 million because I think I could at least turn a Worlds into a significant amount of money through disc sales, through sponsorships.
All your tour stamps.
Yeah, I mean it would be the story of the decade. It literally would. Somebody of my
Johnny
rating, and not only my rating, but then of course our notoriety from doing the podcast for long. Someone's like, "Holy crap, Johnny V came and won Worlds. It was amazing." Half the field clearly got into a car accident.
We have 10,000 viewers every week.
And they, no one was hurt, but none of them could make it to the course. And I was the only one that was there because I got drunk the night before and passed out at the course.
Right.
So I happened to wake up.
You
there.
already there?
I was there.
You woke up on T1.
Exactly. I mean, there are scenarios. I would rather win Worlds. Again, I might not be able to make $1 million off of it, but I think I could make some significant cash to the point where,
and you could finally hire me.
Maybe.
Huh.
And I might hire you just so I could fire you.
That's true.
that might be fun.
Seems like good enough reason. All right. Well, those are.
Yeah. That's
now I know when I'm granting wishes at night when I'm flying around, hovering over your bed. I know what I can finally grant.
Ugh, creepy. All right, a few other trends that we'll talk about real quick before we close up the show. Internet trends, just in general, internet trends. How many of these do you remember, Terry? The AI action figure. Most of these are probably AI related.
Unless it was attached to a person, I don't remember.
And these are as general internet trends. This excuse me, a lot of what looked like.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
okay,
in
I remember those. Yeah, those were kind of clever.
I could probably even show this on the show. Yeah, those were one of the early. Oh yeah, I have a.
Some of those were the people putting together the little kits or whatever, the superhero action figures. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then we have AI Barbie. Remember that one? I don't particularly remember AI Barbie. Probably very similar. It probably Barbie-fied yourself.
Yeah. Sure.
Yep. Then there was also the Holy Airball.
That doesn't ring a bell.
I'm not familiar with the Holy Airball. This is Holy Airball, a phrase used online, especially in TikTok, as a humorous way to express big, funny, or unexpected miss.
No, I mean, I feel like I've heard it, but
Okay.
I would not have recalled it.
AI Ghost Face, another
like the Scream,
probably. Yeah, make Ghost Face AI. Yeah, that's showing you viral, some sort of like you're on a. Yeah, I don't remember that particular one.
Okay.
AI Polaroid, probably very similar. Put you in a Polaroid picture. Chicken Jockey.
Oh God, yeah.
You're familiar with Chicken Jockey?
Yeah.
Bacon Avocado. I was not familiar with this internet trend.
I think it's just a stupid saying from the kids.
Could be Anxiety Dance.
That I'm not familiar with.
Another one. Unfortunately, I do love. Another one I'm not familiar with.
Just another kid saying potentially.
Probably, and then. Do you know what Ghibli is?
Ghibli.
You probably right. It's an AI thing.
I was gonna say I definitely know Kimmy Gibbler.
Gibbler, yeah. No, that was the trend where everyone was making themselves into kind of a Japanese cartoon. So there's your internet trends. There are music and audio, food and lifestyles, Google Maps, not a lot of other trends. I mean, I could ask you some sports people if you know some of them. Like, do you know Terrence Crawford or Cooper Flagg? You familiar with Cooper Flagg?
I am. Let me rephrase that. The name is familiar, and I feel like I even searched Cooper Flagg at one point. Yeah. Good question. No.
Okay. And then Cam Scatabo or Micah Parsons. Obviously, you know Micah Parsons, Packer, Jackson Dart, Sophia Cunningham, Shiloh Sanders, Jalen Clark, and Justin Rose. Jalen Carter, sorry. Yeah, those are your AI trends for the year.
Okay. Let's have a better year, 2026. Just kidding. I think we should be just fine. All righty. Do you want to do a giveaway now?
Oh, didn't even prep. Let's do two next week.
All right, you're getting in on it.
Yeah, getting in on it next week.
Carney, you're a little late. Come on, we're just about to call it here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys close out 2025 in a safe but fun capacity tomorrow, and I'm excited to see. Obviously, we're just a few days away from a number of sponsorship announcements that'll just get made online. People will make announcements probably via their Instagram. Maybe if they have a YouTube following, there'll be some that'll get announced there. But I'm looking to Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, probably in that order, is where we'll see a few renewals get mentioned, and where we'll also see some of the newest announcements. So best of luck to everyone in that regard. So I think that's about it. 2025, we could put a pin in it, put a fork in it.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, we can.
Yeah, okay. I'm good with that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been another incredible year. The most exciting part about 2026, we're going to have a new thumbnail
maybe
look or design. I'll work on that.
Yeah, you do. You've got two 14-hour flights you've probably got going on. You can do
plenty of that. Thank you to everyone that tuned in on the board tonight. I see a bunch of you guys getting in on the action. Tim's giving the updates. Appreciate it. And yes, certainly looking forward to Koh Samui and the entire Southeast Asia swing, all before we get back to the Disc Golf Pro Tour, which I'm not fired from. For Johnny V, I'm the Disc Golf Guy. That's podcast 588's after show. We'll see you next year when you step inside the Smash Box.